Anyway.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Yes.
Merry Crisis.
Today is the first day of December.
Merry Chrysler. Yeah, December 1st. 24 days left.
Until Christmas Day.
Well, what do we got going on today?
Well, we have some events to look at.
Things that are happening.
So, and here they are. So the first thing is Cookson Hills Angel Tree. We had a lot of people take those ornaments, and they're all taken.
All of them.
So we just
family.
need to make sure to announce that everybody who took those ornaments bring the presents wrapped
And tagged.
and tagged and returned by December 11th. So don't buy the presents and then drop them off. Wrap them and then bring them. Make sure they're tagged right
Yeah.
and then drop them off.
Yeah, and if you, gift bags, really great way to go.
They are.
It's so quick. It still looks great.
It does. But, Christmas wrapping paper is really fun.
Yeah, if you're into that.
All right. Another thing that's going on that we're doing all month, or at least for the next 3 weeks, we're having a special Christmas event at 10 a.m. every Sunday. And so this coming weekend, December 4th, we are having a gingerbread house building competition. So gather your group, gather your family, and make something awesome.
It'll be tables.
It'll be at tables.
So if you're at a table, you're a team. And then you'll build the best one.
And then there will be judges, and there will be prizes.
And the supplies are...
The supplies
you
will
don't
all
need to
be
bring
there.
anything.
You don't need to bring
Just
anything.
yourself
you
and
just
your
need
creativity.
to come, and have a plan. Bring
Last
your
year,
blueprints.
the youth group, they recreated like the temple in Jerusalem, complete with like animal sacrifice. There were some like
There's all
gingerbread
kinds of stuff
animal things.
Yeah,
that were
someone
happening.
made a 2-story house with a fence.
Yeah, I mean, so it's a big deal.
It's pretty awesome. It's amazing what you can do in 20 minutes with gingerbread house building material. And so it's going to be fun. So come prepared for a great time.
Yeah.
And that happens between the services. So we're trimming the services down a little bit to allow for enough time for us to do this together. So that will be happening between the services. So at 10 a.m. in the multipurpose building. And then every week after that, we're going to be doing something at 10. So even on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
So Christmas Day is one family service at 10 a.m.
Yep.
So we will not have a 9 a.m. service. We will not have a 10:30 service. We are having one service at 10. So go ahead and mark your calendars, set an alert or a reminder or something like that. Invite somebody to come and worship with you that day. So, Excuse me. I must have drank my coffee a little fast. There's also kids and students Christmas parties that are going on. That's during their regularly programmed events. So on December 7th, which is this next Wednesday, the kids are having their Christmas party Wednesday night. But their Wednesday night stuff happens on Wednesday night anyway. So they're going to be there for that. And then the following Sunday is when the students have theirs. December 11th, and it's during their regular youth group at 6. Yep. So if Ryan has any information that he sent out, make sure that you look in those emails for that information on what kids are supposed to bring in order to be a part of. Another thing about student events are their midwinter retreats. High school retreat happens in January, and the middle school retreat happens in February. So go ahead and register your kids as soon as possible because, the high school early bird deadline is December 11th. And so after the 11th, it's a week and a half away.
It goes from like $75 to $90.
Yeah, it goes up. So
get
be sure to register as soon as you can. But that'll be fun for them to do.
Probably.
So, yeah. December 24th is Christmas Eve. Every year, it's the same date. So at 4:30, we are having our Christmas Eve service here. It's 4:30, right?
4:30 p.m.
4:30 p.m. on that's a Saturday.
Yep. No one's working. I mean,
if you are,
most people.
most people, yeah. But December 24th, 4:30. Meet us here for a fun Christmas Eve candlelight service.
Yeah, be a great opportunity to center your hearts and minds on the first advent of Christ. And then the very next day, Christmas Day, we'll have church together. Mm-hmm. And, not to, belabor this point, but, we really think it's important. And, if you are on the fence between, man, what do we go to church? Do we not go to church on Christmas? Just remember that this is literally one of the two major holidays that celebrate Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And
we go to church on Easter.
Yeah, I mean, it's like...
And this is, Easter is definitely a big deal.
Right.
But the Resurrection Sunday, actually, more...
Very big deal.
Is better. But also the fact that he came.
Yeah.
We should celebrate the fact that he came. And that's what December 25th symbolizes.
Yeah.
So I, for one, think it needs to be a top priority of ours.
Absolutely.
Even though we might get up and might be slow moving, as most Christmases are, dude.
I mean, if you need to
come in your pajamas, no one cares.
Christmas PJs.
Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Christmas pajamas are fine. Then in January, we have a few other things that we're kicking off. And the first thing that we're kicking off in a couple, the second Sunday,
8th, right?
Which is the 8th, January 8th, because the first falls on a Sunday. It wasn't until in high school that I recognized that Christmas and New Year's Day fell on the same day.
Yeah, they're a week apart.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
So, but Discover Osage is going to start. There's a lot of people in the church who are who are newer, and if you would like to know more about Osage Hills, this is for you. And we're going to talk about Osage Hills Christian Church, what it means to be a part of the church here, the Church of God, and our mission as a church, and what we're desiring to accomplish, some expectations that we have of those who are a part, as well as some expectations that we live up to or desire to live up to for you. Mm-hmm. But we cover that at my house at 4 p.m. And it lasts 3 weeks.
Trace.
So, and then right as soon as that ends is something new that we're starting called Next Steps. So if you've gone through Discover Osage before, or if you've been a member for a long time, Next Steps is actually a class for anyone, but it's about taking your next step with the church. So I want to encourage you to come and be a part of that as well. You can register in the app to be a part of either one of these. But Next Steps begins on January 29th. And some of us might be wondering, well, it's a 3-week course, and which means that one of the weeks ends up landing on Super Bowl Sunday. And so what we're going to do is partay. And then we'll just extend Next Steps one more week. Yeah. And just meet then on, the 19th of February, instead of finishing it on Super Bowl Sunday. So we'll have a party for that particular weekend. But that'll be great. Another thing that we're starting in January is Connect Groups.
They launch.
So we're doing Discover Osage on the 8th, and then the following Wednesday, which is the 11th, we're starting Connect Groups.
Boom.
Yeah, so lots of things happening in January, and that's also the first day for kids, Osage Kids, to launch. But our Connect Groups, we're hoping to have a few. I personally would like to see 3 or 4 groups begin. And what we need are some new leaders. And if you're not part of a group, become a part. If you've been a part of a group and you just know, dude, you've been a Christian for a long time. You're supposed to teach. You're supposed to facilitate relationships or provide that opportunity so that people can grow in relationship with one another. Even if that's not us, a group meeting here at the church building, you can meet in your house. That's absolutely fine. But it's probably time for some of you to do something new in the new year. And leading a Connect group is, well, it's fun, it's enjoyable, and we give you the tools that you need in order to make it work. So
Right.
if you're interested in doing something like this, I would encourage you to sign up, to fill out the interest form that's in the Church Center app. That way I can connect with you and help get you going in that direction so that you know what resources are available. And my calendar for the rest of the year is pretty open for that kind of thing. So that was intentional. So because I want to be able to meet with people to prepare them and equip them for this kind of a ministry. So, but yeah, that's all the stuff that's coming up. It's a lot of stuff, man.
Deep breath.
Yeah. Well, now that events are over, we shout.
Shout outs.
Yeah. First, we, as soon as we did the Thanksgiving at the Hub, we didn't do a regular update video. We did a Thanksgiving special, so we didn't get a chance to say this, but thank you, Osage Hills Christian Church, for coming out to the Thanksgiving at the Hub.
Showed up in force.
Yeah, for providing the food, for serving our community, for eating and celebrating with them. It truly is, and it was an awesome experience and blessing, I think, to the community. Gretchen was telling me that the turnout was great, and as far as like the number of people they were expecting, and for us, we had 30 more people from the church come out and be a part of it, which that's huge. That's huge. So thank you so much. That is part of this whole mission as a church, is connecting Christ to where we live, and that is a way in which we can definitely do that and bring Christ to people. So thank you so much. Another individual that we would like to thank as part of a team, Dakota and Mark's group, his Connect group, for providing breakfast this last Sunday. It was good.
Brought in the Christmas spirit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Christmas breakfast.
Yep.
It was red and green pancakes. Yeah.
It was great.
It was good. It was tasty.
And there were eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of eggs.
There were lots of eggs.
It was
a good day. And thank you to Ryan for preaching and opening up the Advent series for us. And also thanks to those who came out last Saturday to help us decorate the church for the season. So it looks very festive. It's
Hung all the
fun.
greens.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
I don't think there were any greens unhung.
Sunday warm-up. We are continuing on in our series that we began, that Ryan launched for us last week in Advent. And this week, the highlight of Advent this next week is love. I think the first one was hope, and this one is love. And so but the topic for this series this weekend is going to be Moses was a type of Christ. So we might not really be talking about love very much as the series is going over important births in Scripture that kind of they're very similar to the important birth of Jesus. Because their arrival was meaningful. It did something. It was launching something new and something great for God's people, and fell in line with His promises and things that He wanted to keep. And so that's what makes this one in particular very unique. And I gotta say, this message is a very different kind of message for me.
Why?
Well, because, the topic is Moses was a type of Christ.
Oh.
I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that benefits my life how? And and that's how I tend to look at sculpting a sermon or creating a sermon. Is why is this important?
Well, not to give away spoilers because we want you to come Sunday and hear it. But do you feel like now that you've spent time with your sermon that your life is blessed because of Moses?
I'll tell you that it puts some of the Old Testament into perspective. And one of the primary passages that immediately came to mind. Well, actually, I can't say that. I'll tell you how the passage came, and what God helped me really with. I've been doing a personal study on the Gospel of John for weeks, and by weeks I mean I probably started back in October, maybe even before then, the tail end of September. And just this slow-going study in the Gospel of John. Like I just started chapter 6. And so I've been very, very slow.
That is very slow.
And while I was preparing
It's like a crock pot.
Oh, dude, it's like sous vide.
Letting all the
I'm
juices
sous videing.
get in there.
This is worse than smoking food.
Yeah.
It's
rich.
Yeah, this is going to take a few days.
Wet.
With an H, yes. But in chapter 5 of John, there is a moment where Jesus is having this conversation about why those who testify about the authority that he has, that he is something special, that he is a prophet, or that he is who he says he is, and the testimonies of those things. He is bringing out and saying, "Hey, this testifies of me." And he also says something very, very important. He said, "I do what I see the Father doing. I don't do anything outside of what the Father tells me to do." Mm-hmm. And that clarifies, a lot of things, especially when you look at him talking about fulfilling the law and the prophets. It's Jesus did everything that no one else could ever do, and that is huge. And so you get down to it, and then he ends up saying that the law and the prophets, or the scriptures, they point to me. But you look into the scriptures as if they can bring you life. I'm like, wait a minute. It's like, that's a tough one to dissect. But it was in that moment where he starts talking about Moses even. And it's like, okay. And so it boils down the message for us, and it demonstrates to us why looking at Moses as a type of Christ is so important, as opposed to like, this doesn't have anything to do with me. This doesn't fit my life. It doesn't fit my current situation. Actually, it fits it very, very well. And I'm looking forward to speaking on it. So it's without
don't want to give it all away.
Yeah, without preaching the sermon.
Gotta come on Sunday.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to say anything else, but I would encourage you to, if you want to prepare for this weekend, go ahead and go to John chapter 5 and read the whole chapter. Interestingly, most of the sermon isn't covering that text at all, but it'll at least put you into perspective of how things are going to close. So, yeah.
Great.
Just read the whole Bible.
Yeah. Just starting Philemon.
Yeah, and work your way backwards. It makes all kinds of sense.
It's great.
All right. Sunday warm up.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing on Sunday?
I'll be here.
What about? Tell us about some of the
songs.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be leading again, which is great. Thank you for filling in last week.
Oh. Are you doing Christmas songs again?
Yeah, we are. Get ready to boogie.
Oh yeah,
Santa boogie. We're not actually singing about Santa. Everything we're gonna sing is about Christ.
Well, that's good.
Just to put that to bed. No, but yeah, it's gonna be great. We're gonna do some songs that you know, and you might not know, but you know, kind of one of those things. That didn't make any sense. No, so we're gonna do some songs that are familiar lyrically, but might be a little bit more jazzed up of a version, which would be great. A couple songs that are new that you probably don't know, but are super great, very deep, and worth singing together. And then one song in a key that we're still not really sure what key it is that we're playing in, but I think we all found it for the most part. But it'll be great.
Well, I'm excited to hear those different songs, and you can listen to them, right?
Yeah,
you
right now
put them
on our Spotify account. So all you have to do if you have Spotify is follow Osage Hills Worship. Is our name on Spotify. You can follow us, and then the Sunday set list. If you just tap that heart, every time I update it, it just automatically updates for you. You don't have to do anything.
That's cool.
It's also in our weekly email, e-newsletter that you can access there. It's also in the bulletin on the Sunday portion of the app. So if you just want to read it,
yeah,
and then go find those songs, you could do that, I guess.
Yeah, because that gets updated regularly.
Updated right now.
Oh, so you can go into the app and see all that's going on. But yeah, so all kinds of different ways to connect, and we really want you to connect. And if you have any questions about these, you can just definitely drop us a comment. You can send us an email. Any of those methods, honestly.
Yes.
But yeah, look forward to hearing from you, and we will see you Sunday.